Everybody, Nate here again with Stellar Blue Technologies. In previous videos, I've mentioned audience creation and targeting several times. Today, we're finally going to take a look at how to create and target an audience using your Facebook advertisement. In this video, we're going to focus mainly on the interest-based cold audience ads that we're going to use to help acquire new traffic to our website. But before we can jump in and start building our ads in our audience section here, we need to make sure that we have a few things in place first. The first being Google Analytics. Analytics has a section in there for audiences that will highlight specific demographics, interests, and geo-target specific information. This section can give you a great starting point to really kind of building your audience. So really making sure that the audiences that we're trying to create match the demographics that we're seeing of our key markets. Secondly, once you have some understanding of your analytics data, you can do some additional market research. So go out to Google, look up your specific geographic area, your specific audience, and find some information pertaining to that demographic or that audience. And really, what we're looking for is we're looking to make sure that the information that we have in our analytics is matching what we're seeing in that additional data, and maybe even pulling a few insights from that data to help us really kind of boil down the audience that we're trying to target. If it matches, that's great. If not, again, we're looking for some maybe doing a little bit of additional research to help solidify that targeting. Lastly, Facebook actually offers up a tool that can be very helpful, and it's called the Facebook Audience Insights. And it offers some additional information about potential audiences that you want to target through the Facebook ads. You can even do some competitive research on here as well if you have a competitor that's got a really large following, or you can look to see what the demographics of their page actually look like. The individuals that like their page, you can see what pages they like, and kind of build an audience out that way, or help kind of determine the demographics or the interests that you're interested in targeting as well. Another cool tool that Facebook does have is the Facebook Ads Library. Again, we can look at specific competitors to see if they're active on Facebook. You're doing paid ads on Facebook. We can look to see what those ads look like, and kind of maybe mimic them a little bit, or see what offers they have running at the current time. Once you've completed your research, you can utilize Facebook Audience Insights to actually construct a target audience to give you a better idea of how closely it matches your key demographics. One of the best tips that I've ever gotten about building an audience on Facebook is the no one else would trick. So when you're looking for specific interests that you want to target, think to yourself, what are the topics, or what are the things of a specific interest that no one else would know? As an example, if I'm selling golf items, I may think that targeting fans of ESPN or Tiger Woods might be a great way to get to the niche that I'm looking for. But what we don't understand is that everyone knows who Tiger Woods is. It's very global. Like, he started a transition of the entire game of golf, which makes that topic, makes that interest just a bit too broad for what it is that we're trying to do. Using that example of like selling golf items, I'm looking for golf enthusiasts, which I know would know who Dustin Johnson is, but no one else would. So really, we're trying to get as granular as possible with these interests, and no one else would trick. Really helps in terms of publications or periodicals that your target audience might follow, and kind of building out from there. The nice thing about what Audience Insights does after that is you can take that interest and put it in here, and it will give you really kind of a breakdown of, well, if I select the right interest, we'll do married or parenting. It'll give you a breakdown of the genders here, the relationship status, and all of these demographic pieces that you can use to actually build the audience that you're looking to target. Once we have a good list of demographic information and potential interests, we can actually start building out our audience in our ad set. To do this, we're going to come back to the audiences section of our ad set here and begin with really kind of setting the location that we want to target. Within this dropdown, we have the capability of targeting individuals that are living in a specific location, or were recently in a specific location, or potentially traveling to a specific location. For most instances, especially with local service providers like roofers and plumbers who have a very set service area, you're going to want to look at potentially targeting people that live in a specific area. For other businesses like a digital marketing agency, we have the capability of servicing individuals around the United States. So we'll go ahead and we'll just say living in or recently in this location. Ultimately, the location and the daily budget that you set will or can reduce the amount of clicks that you see on a daily basis. So it's very important to remember that if you're wanting to spend $1 a day on a specific ad, but targeting the United States may not be the most efficient way of doing it. You might want to be a little bit more granular in your targeting. You may want to geo-target it a little bit more to make sure that you're really getting the most efficiency out of your ad spend. Jumping down to the detailed targeting section. Well, let's talk a little bit about age first. If you do find that you have a specific age range that fits your demographic better, go ahead and update that by hitting edit. Again, if you're heavily swung male over female, it might make more sense to make your ads send out ads to only men versus women, or vice versa. Down here in the detailed targeting section, this is where we're going to use our key demographics that we gathered in our analytics and our marketing research to really kind of build out the specific targets that we want to go after. The detailed targeting section is probably where you're going to spend the most time, and ultimately, we want to start as broadly as possible and work our way down. And to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to start by looking at the specific interests that we want to target. And we're going to throw all of those in there. So for this example, we'll just do online marketing here. And then, we can take a look at the suggestions that Facebook wants us to include here. We'll just throw a few in there. And once we've got all of those pieces in place, then we can come down here to narrow our audience. And this is going to be where you're going to start putting in all of the key demographic information that your specific target matches. So in this instance, I'm going to put in married for relationship status because business owners tend to typically be married. For others, you can continue to dwindle the list down a little bit more as well too. So it's important to remember that you start broad and you kind of work your way down. So you want to narrow it as far as you can to help Facebook really understand who your audience is, or what the individuals that you want your audiences or you want your messages targeted to. Each of these sections represents an and. So my key demographic is going to be interested in these, and he or she must be married. If I continue to go down further, we can add in, income. So I can target individuals with a household income of 5% of the zip code. So again, you're going to have they've got to be interested in these specific sections, or interests. They have to be married, and they have to have a an income that is above, within the first 5% of U.S. zip codes. And this is exactly where the effectiveness of the ad campaigns, again, really shows up. The more that you add in here, the more specific that you get, the more granular it is, the more efficient that your marketing becomes. One thing to really be cautious of, or not try not to fall into this trap. With a lot of digital marketing, the more granular you get, the more difficult it is to find a specific individual. The nice part about Facebook advertising is you don't really have to be worried about being too granular. The more specific that you can get with these, the better off you're going to be. Once you have all your demographic information selected in here, you come over here and take a look at the potential reach. And if that potential reach is like 10,000 or under, you can hit this detailed targeting expansion option here, and that's going to give Facebook the opportunity to go out and find more individuals that closely match the parameters that you've created up here, and really kind of expand the overall amount of your overall reach for your ad campaign. That is essentially the way that we construct a cold audience ad set. We talked a little bit previously about potentially utilizing your historical data to create a lookalike and a retargeting audience for specific ad sets. In order to do that, in order to add one of those audiences in that we created, just come up here and go to the Use Save Audiences section, and there will be a drop down that actually showcases all of the audiences that you've created. So if you go through the audience builder over here in the business tools section, and create an audience from a lookalike, or you upload historical data, that audience will be available when you click on the saved audiences section here, and you can click that in there and be ready to go. Once you've completed all of those steps, you can go ahead and hit next down here, and we can actually start building out our ads, the ads campaign. If you guys have any questions regarding the specific setup, or really want more information about how to formulate a more granular target audience, feel free to reach out to us, stellarbluetechnologies.com, fill out a form, give us a phone call. We'd love to sit and chat with you a little bit more about efforts that you're making, and how we can optimize them to help you grow your business. We'll talk to you later, guys. Thanks.